Cliff here at Retired Guy, just back from a fabulous 2 weeks on the Algarve in Portugal, and I thought it might be interesting to give you a complete breakdown of what we spent on that holiday. Now, for those that don't know, the Algarve is the stretch of Atlantic coastline right at the bottom of Portugal. I'll show you that on a map. So here you can see the Algarve starting in the east here on the border with Spain, and then all the way westwards to the tip here near Sagres. The international airport is at Faro, here somewhere near the centre of the Algarve, and we stayed here at Lagos in the west of the Algarve. Here you'll find some information about the weather on the Algarve in October. What I can tell you from our experience is that for the 2 weeks that we were there, we didn't see any rain at all. The temperatures varied, the daytime temperatures varied between around 20 degrees and 25 degrees centigrade. It was breezy on a couple of days, especially right by the coast on the beach, and on a couple of days it did cloud over in the morning, but the weather tended to clear up in the afternoon and become sunny again. So all in all, we had glorious weather for the 2 weeks that we were there. So let's dig into the costs then. Now, we flew from London Stansted to Faro, which is the airport you're going to arrive at if you're staying on the Algarve. We flew with Ryanair, and the return flights were £124.42 per person. Now, that's the basic cost of the flight. We don't pay for any extras, so we didn't pay for allocated seats, which can be about £10 per person each way. We don't pay for any extra baggage, which can amount to £25 or £30 per person each way. In fact, this is the bag that I use. It's small enough to fit under the seat in front of your seat on the aircraft, and I can get plenty of stuff in there for a 2 week holiday. And in a place like the Algarve, what are you going to be wearing? I lived while I was there in shorts and t-shirts. Now, although flight prices for October next year have not been published yet, I've just had a look on Google Flights for flights in September. And you can see here that a flight departing on the 27th of August until the 10th of September can be had for as little as £67 return. So there are some bargains to be had. Now, the next major item is accommodation, and we paid £444.97 per person for a 2-bedroomed apartment. And here is the apartment. Now, the beauty of booking an apartment with a washing machine is it allows us to take the small cabin bag when we fly, so we can wash our clothes however many times we want while we're there. About 5 minutes walk to a number of local supermarkets, about 10 or 12 minutes walk to the marina in Lagos, and about 20 minutes to the beach. But actually, that is ideal for us because who wants to move straight out in the morning, lie immediately on a sunbed and not move all day? That 20-minute walk to the beach was very pleasant and allowed us to get moving a little bit in the morning and then again in the afternoon when we made our way back to the apartment. We predominantly ate our meals in the apartment. We did have a few lunches out. A couple of times we ate breakfast out. And on the day we arrived in Lagos, we had our evening meal out at the marina. We shopped at Aldi, at Lidl, and at a local Portuguese supermarket. And our grocery costs were £82.19 per person for the 2 weeks. We ate lunch out 2 or 3 times, and the prices were very reasonable. On a trip to Portimao one day, we had a lunch of grilled sardines with salad and boiled potatoes, which is a sort of local delicacy. We each had a drink with that, and that came to €36 for the two of us. On another day, when we went out to Sagres, we ate the local dish cataplana, which is a sort of fish stew with potatoes, looking out over the harbour at Sagres. It was an absolutely wonderful place to eat, and again that came to around €36 for the two of us. So prices for eating out at lunchtime, you can't pay much more than that, of course, but they're pretty reasonable. The total cost of the eating out, the drinks that we bought while we were out, and the bits and pieces that we did, the bus fares, any entry fees that we paid, came to £258.09 per person. And that's it. That is the total cost of the holiday. And if you want to know what that comes to as a total, that's £909.67 per person for 2 weeks. Now, I'm not suggesting that is a bargain basement holiday. It's quite a lot of money in my opinion, £909. And in fact, it's the first time I've ever been on a 2-week holiday, believe it or not. Usually I go for a week or a maximum 10 days. So an obvious place where you could save money here is just by going for a week. I've already indicated that cheaper flights are available if you book early enough. And I'm sure that if you were to spend enough time on booking.com or other accommodation booking sites, you could find an apartment or hotel for cheaper than we did. But overall, we were more than happy with what we paid because it really was a fantastic holiday. One thing I didn't mention was transportation from the airport in Faro to Lagos or one of the intermediate resorts along the Algarve. You have a number of options. A taxi from the airport to Lagos is going to set you back around about €100. We didn't do that because we like to travel as cost effectively as possible. Another option is you can take a local bus from the airport into the terminal in the centre of Faro, and then walk to the train station. And a train from Faro to Lagos will cost around €8 per person each way. What we did was take the third option, which is to take bus number 56, operated by Vamos, from Faro Airport to the bus station in the centre of Lagos, and that costs €17 per person for that journey. If you are wanting to get off at Albufeira or Portimao, which are intermediate stops, then the fare is a bit less because it's a shorter journey. So that's what we did, €17 per person each way, and it's about a 2-hour journey. That's bus number 56, operated by Vamos. And that stops right outside the terminal building at Faro Airport. And here is the timetable and the prices. So there you have it. The total cost, £909.67 per person. Let me know in the comments if you think that's a lot or a bargain. It really was a great holiday. If you're interested in doing that yourself in autumn next year and you have any questions, please pop them in the comments. I'll try and answer any questions that I can. So, hope you found that informative, and I'll see you in the next video.